Good morning, traders. Happy Thursday. Sonia, John, Greg, Tamimi, Dennis, Sonia. Sonia's in there quite a bit. Bill, Who Loves Lunatic, Dana, Jody, Walter, Kenneth, Bob, Mr. Rodriguez, Frank, man, it's kind of like I scared them away. There was like 30 people in there, and I turned it on, and half of them left. They don't love me no more, I guess. Good morning, John. Good morning, Jim, JC. Glad you guys could make it this morning. And I guess we're all watching the stocks this morning. We all saw OPGN moving around. Kind of don't see it up there now, but I'm sure it'll pop back in. Good morning, Mike. We have a few minutes to go here, probably about three, before the market opens. You've never been here before, we are watching this Momo column. It will let us know which ones are starting to move. You'll see some white numbers, yellow numbers, green numbers pop up. The most movable one or profitable one's going to probably pop up here in the first line. This is our pre-market scan. You can find it on Discord in TOS Scans. And I'll do a walkthrough about 6:30. Let's get through market open, see if we can make a few dollars. You're welcome, Jim. You just need to learn these indicators. That's what you need to learn. It's not really my methods. It's what I created is what you need to learn. My methods may take you 30 years to learn. So just learn the indicators. That's the way to go. And I'll explain them at 6:30. Good morning, Dan, Ben. We've had some breakthroughs, this one being the best one so far. A lot of you have been here since the beginning. Saw me take this from one level to the next over the last few months. I think we're at the top level now with this indicator here. Climb that mountain, take it to the most you can get out of it, and I think that's what I've done. Good morning, MB. About 1 minute to go here. Don't know if OPGN is going to do anything. I was kind of hoping it would pull back and set up for us. It may have done that. Good morning, David. So we'll be watching this column. Watch for the numbers to start flying and these percentages to jump in beside them. That'll be the strongest ones. Hopefully we have more than one. We haven't been so lucky lately. Kind of watching OPGN for now, even though I see these popping up. Want to know if the run was over yesterday evening or is it going to take off this morning? GPST making a move. Going to put OPGN on another monitor so I can watch it. While we keep an eye on the list, JAGX. Cheaper stock, 47 cents at the moment. Watching the nice volume coming in on this stock. And there's the pullback for the next entry. Let's see if we can get some momentum going here. I'm not a penny stock buyer, but you guys probably are. Just watch the numbers up here. You need this to turn green and bullish. There it is. Nice volume coming in. It's only a few cents. That's why I don't play penny stocks. I want to see 50 cents, dollar jumps. But there's traders of all types, penny players, dollar players, expensive stock players. I'm kind of in the middle, I guess. Nice gains on this penny stock. It is bullish. If you're unaware, there's no halts in pre-market. They can just run. That's the best part about it. Good morning, Pat. Steve 66. This looks like maybe the second pullback for this stock. It may run up more. Just keep an eye on volume and watch for these bullish signs up here. Good morning, James, Alex. Money Man. SECO on the move. We got the bullish on JAGX. Let's see if it can move it up again. There's that second run coming, I believe. Looks like it's running out of power. Yeah, I would definitely be out by now if I was in it. Good morning, Randy. Welcome back, Sonia. Seco on the move, SECO. Keep an eye on the bullish side up here. Nice run. As a scalper, that's where I would be jumping out had I been in it. Don't wait for the peak. I just grabbed me some. Money man, you can do whatever you want to do. This is your house as well as mine. Good job, Dana. And still going. It's still going because Dana got out. She has my luck. But that's really what you want to do. You don't want to try to hang on to it to the top. Man, if you got in down here, nail it with a bunch of shares and get out right here. Don't try to call tops and bottoms. Just grab it while it's running. And you can see it running right here on bullish. It's going to take us all time to get 100% comfortable with it, and even then we'll probably be 80% comfortable. But it's telling us what we need to do. Every morning it has not misled us. Wouldn't it be nice to put this thing on auto trading? Okay, when it's spiking, you buy. When it slacks down, you sell it. I don't think that's possible because it'd have to watch more than one stock. You could probably pre-program it for one stock, but which one would you program it for? It's almost impossible to do that. If it was possible, they'd probably make it illegal. But it's working beautifully. Sonia, do you have EXT selected on your chart? Just below your buy and sell buttons? Another one on the move. I love Thursdays. Thursdays is the most profitable day I've ever had on every, as far back as I can remember. And we run into the Friday blahs. Dana, you got that right. They would find somehow to screw it all up. That's what they would do. As if it's not good enough for them. SECO, looks like we're on a pullback here, maybe for the next run up. If we can get a breakthrough here. It's already ran up and pulled back. Trying to break through. Looks like it may fail. It's failed in this area before, is why I'm saying that. It's failed twice in this area. Sonia, click the gear icon next to your buy and sell buttons and look for TIF on the left side and move it over to the right and move it up a little bit. Okay, Alex, is anybody else having that issue? My voice is breaking up. Alex, it sounds like you need to get out of the live stream and get back in. Good morning, Ford. Glad you can make it as well. I'm looking at my signal strength. It's nailing it. It's pretty strong. We did break through finally. Now we're pulling back for a retest of this level. Let's see if it can break out from there or fail. Looks like it's going to fail. Maybe not, though. Has nice volume. There we go for that run up again. It's having issues. Stefan. That's hard to do when they're popping up right in front of you saying, buy me. I absolutely love this Momo script. And paired up with the volume spike, it's out of this world. The scalper's dream. That's what it is, the scalper's dream. Prayers got answered. Good morning, Robert. Man, I'm not going to be able to keep up with you guys. You keep posting stocks, and they're all over the place. Now everybody's finding them. That's a good message. Maybe I'll just sit back and let y'all post. Just kidding. I'll be here for you. Thank you, JC. I won't leave you hanging. I'll always be here every chance I can. I really love being here. I love the company in the mornings. I love being with brothers and sisters. And that's what we all are. Thank you, Stefan. So tomorrow I will not be here. I guess most of you already know. I think I've already announced it. I'll be going through a medical procedure. They need to check and make sure my arteries aren't clogged. This will be my 4th time for this same surgery. It's pretty minor unless they find something that a stent will not fix. Then it could get pretty hard on me. I don't expect that to happen. I take pretty good care of myself. So my plan is to be back here on Monday morning with all the good news that nothing is wrong. Thank y'all very much. I think I'll be fine. I'm really not even worried about it since it's the 4th time. It's a simple procedure. The complications come if they find something. But I think the Lord has my back. I feel really good. Good morning, Bo. And thank you, everyone, for your blessings. Another penny stock on the move here. It's the same one. It may be making another run, or this may just be people that missed this run and they think it's going again. Have to put a little psychology in there. Think about what these people are thinking. Is it going again? I knew I should have been here earlier. That's what these people are thinking. Thank you, Dan, Money Man. Flo, yes, it is. Flo, once you join Discord, just go to current setup and load all 4 of the files. It's step 1 through 4. If you don't know how to install them, just hit the how-to videos. We want you to load them and come join us. We're all having fun here. This thing was just born. Well, this one was. I never gave up. I told you I don't give up. We went from just lines to arrows to a volume label to another volume label to this one. Now we're here. And now it's all tied in together to work as a system. And honestly, I think I'm done. Unless I can think of some other thing or the Lord plants another thought in my head. But I think the words I'm getting from above is you're there. Without cheating, you're there. Good morning, Greg R. Good morning, Matt Man. Good morning, Gio. We're all watching numbers. That's all we do every day is we watch numbers. Trading is a mathematical equation. You got to figure out the buyers and the sellers. Lucky for you, we have an indicator that does that. Lucky for me, too. I don't want to leave me out. I got to make some money, too. Thank you, Flo. So if you're new here, every morning we come here and we watch these 2 indicators. We watch for numbers to start increasing, and they start at the bottom on the Momo. And that's Momo Watch, not Momo Scanner. Even though it is scanning, you just don't know it. And it'll bring up stocks as soon as they start moving. Like this one here is probably moving. So if they have activity over the last 30 minutes, this script is going to find them. And the more activity they have, the higher they climb the ladder. You can see this one's building up. Actually, it's not. It said bearish. That's my mistake. But as they take off, you'll watch these two columns. This number will increase. You'll see a volume spike kick in beside it if it's very strong. You'll see it rising on the chart just like this. And this is what we do every morning. We don't go searching for stocks. We just fire up the pre-markets watch list, let the scripts do the work. And we all make a few dollars if we're fast enough clicking the mouse. Good job, Flo. If you have any questions, I'll be on Discord after the stream if you need any help. I'll always be there for everybody. May take me a while to get to you sometimes, but I will respond. You can see these three. The numbers have increased. That's VS. That's TANH. We have GRRR also moving. Always look back and see if they've already ran up and if they're just maybe bouncing around now. We like to catch that first initial run. That's usually at 6 a.m. And shortly thereafter, if they're going to run, that's the time they're going to run. And at 7 a.m. is another good hour to watch. So the top of each hour is usually when news will break. Sometimes they do it on the half hour, but very rarely. And as always, 8 o'clock becomes dead, as if the market's pulling back, getting ready for market open. I love seeing you guys post stocks. That tells me everything is working and you're finding them. So tomorrow when I'm gone, you guys shouldn't have any issues. A lot of you have been here long enough. It's time to unfreeze the finger and start clicking. If you're wrong, just immediately get out. Don't wait for the loss. Just if you don't feel comfortable, once you're in, get out. There's always a second chance. If I'm not here, that stock's still going to go up. But I'm kind of like y'all. When I'm not here, something's missing in my life. We've grown closer. And I expected that, and I love it. Just look at that stock. Look how blessed we are. I've been trading a long time, so I know a lot of investors, and they are just like blown away. Over my 33 years, I've met a lot of people. Can't find a lot of them now, but the ones I do find, they always say, I knew you was going to do it eventually. So that tells you right there, this is not an overnight thing. You can't just throw something together and expect the best. Good morning, Jimmy. Jimmy, everything working this morning? JAGX still on the move. The cheaper stock, I'll leave that one for y'all. I'm not interested in it. I wait for my 2 to 3 trades a week. I wait for that A+ setup in about the $5 to $50 range. Haven't seen one in a few days. But I'll sell the farm and buy as much as I can, grab that dollar or two and get out, and I'm done for a couple of days. Time. What time are you referring to? I don't have a time up here. It says 6:33 on my trading platform. I'm not delayed, Pat. I'm running full speed ahead, 3-second delay. Sometimes no delay, but most of the time 3 seconds. I am in Central Time. So we're calming down a bit now. There's VS. It's been a volatile ride up, but it is up. Don't know how strong anyone was to try to hold on through that, but I probably wouldn't have. So if you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder, and I write my own scripts. In the last 6 months, I launched a Discord and a YouTube live stream and a Discord channel and decided to give everything away. I prayed about this, and that was the way to do it. Got my answers from above, and I've been blessed ever since I've done it. Sharing it with all the brothers and sisters. So every morning we watch these two columns. They start low and work their way up the ladder. Once they get high enough, you'll see a volume spike kick in. Once the two pair up, or maybe even before, we watch it over on the chart. We wait for these two moving averages to cross over. This is the 5 and the 13. We wait for these arrows to pop in, which tells us there's volume spikes in those candles. We're also monitoring this first candle here, which you see, and it'll pop in that candle is bullish. We monitor the overall volume, so when we first see it rising here, we immediately focus on this green volume bar, which is this current candle. We want to make sure there's enough volume coming in so that we can get in and get out safely, take a quick profit. And I'm watching that stock rise as I do this. So this is the pullback strategy that I also created. So when a stock takes off like this, we also wait on a pullback, and I'll explain that as time goes on this morning. Once we see a pullback, we make our decision to get in and catch the next run up if we missed it. Sometimes I miss them on purpose because the second run up is the best. This is a cheaper stock, but it's moving. That's all we need to know. If you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to the videos. That's the only way I make a little bit of profit. Watch the videos, like the videos, and comment on the videos. Let YouTube know what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. Beneath each video is a link to our Discord. When you join Discord, make sure you accept the disclaimer. If you don't, the channels will not pop in. But over on Discord, once you're in and you want to get set up just like this, just head on over to Current Setup. There's 4 steps that you have to install. It's a pretty quick setup. You probably can do it within 20 minutes or so. And it'll give you everything you see on my monitor. This whole section here and these 2 columns. If you have issues, watch the how-to videos. If you have issues after the how-to videos, post a comment in support. Discord is more community, so if I can't get to you in support, anyone that can answer your question is welcome to help you. Check out our channels. We have the options channel with It's Me Bob. He holds live streams. I'm thinking it's about once a week. He's very good at what he does. He'll teach you the basics of options. He's very good. Pay him a visit. And over in the Trading Floor channel, we have Gregster and River Place Dad. They do their due diligence on stocks, and they're posting them when they occur. So we're glad you're here this morning. Here's a link to the Discord if you're not subscribed yet. We'd love to have you on board. We'll continue to watch these 2 columns until 9:30 this morning. That's when the stream will end. Never trade off of my YouTube stream. Sometimes it's delayed quite a bit. I've seen it delayed up to 5 minutes. It's been running good lately. Right this morning, it's a couple seconds. Just make sure you're set up on your own platform before you start trading. If you've never traded before, hang around here in the mornings, learn what's going on, get set up, practice for a while, 6 months, maybe more. Especially if you don't know anything, maybe longer than that. There's more to it than just these simple indicators that are showing you stocks to buy. You have to know price action, volume. Moving averages, you need to know a little bit more than just these indicators to be successful. So thank you for joining us this morning, and let's see if we can find another one soon. Or let's see if it can find another one soon. So Pat, I don't know about the time thing. It must be right because I'm in sync with all the viewers on live stream. They're seeing the same thing I am, so the time must not be delayed on my end by much. Maybe seconds. Okay, go fill your coffee cup up. We're in that dead zone until 7 o'clock. Stretch your legs, look out the window, rest your eyeballs. Get out of that chair. Walk around. There's no huge spread. It's like 0.003. That's way less than a penny. JAGX seems to be pretty strong here, other than a few profit takers after each run up. I don't know what happened to OPGN. I really thought that one was going to fly. I was watching it since about 5 a.m. I'd say if it's green, the spread is okay. I don't even worry about the number up there. I'm only worried about the color. If it's red, don't click the mouse button. If it's green, it's good to go. Good morning, Melanie. We're in the waiting period, nothing happening. JAGX jumping around a little. We had several good runs this morning. There was 3 or 4, maybe 5 moving around. They were all cheaper stocks, but they were good. Some of you made money. That's all I care about. So while we're slow, let me explain this to you, Dana. I'll drag my screen over there and show you what I've got. So when you're scalping, you want to be in and out as fast as possible. So you want to have these 2 buttons up there, buy the ask and sell the bid. And the way you do that is you click this gear icon and you look for buy the ask and sell the bid, and you move them over and you bring them up to the top. You also need to have the cancel all and the flatten now button there in case you lose track of how many shares you bought. You can just hit flatten now and get out of everything. You also need this TIF there. So search for TIF over in this area and move TIF over. Once you do that, you'll see the TIF down here. To trade pre-market, you need to be on extended hours. Let me go back because you need to add this auto send as well so that you can eliminate that box that pops up down here every time you want to trade. So you go back over here and you search for auto send and you move it over as well. It's right here. But be very cautious. Once you check this box and you hit this button, you are in. There's no delay. And once you hit that sell, you are out. You're not going to get a confirmation. You're just going in and out as fast as you click the mouse. So if you've never used it before, use caution. Because auto send, if you have your hand resting on the mouse and you're old like me and your finger twitches or your muscles jump, I've actually bought shares before not wanting to. So keep your hands off the mouse if you're not buying, because you may accidentally get that muscle twitch and you're in. You are welcome. And if you missed that little thing, you can always replay this video after the live stream. Just scroll on over till you find it, and you can also get set up with those buttons and indicators. Thank you, Ford. I lay it all out on the table. There's nothing to hide here. I want everybody that joins us to be able to work the market like a professional. You hang around me long enough, that should happen. You hang around others long enough, it should also happen. I'm sure once everybody learns it and gets it underneath their thoughts and understands what's going on, you'll be telling everybody. You'll be a teacher. And that's really what I want to happen. I want you to share this information, bring them on board. Let's help them make some money. Trading's not easy. A lot of people say, I can't do that. Well, they haven't landed here yet. Thank you to Mimi for that update. I did forget about that. So that flatten out button is really a good tool, because sometimes I'll be in a stock and I'll buy 100, then I'll buy 500, then I'll add another 50, then I add another 150, and the next thing I know, I don't know if I have 15 shares, 100 shares. So if I'm ready to get out and I hit flatten now, it just wipes them all out. It's a really good thing to put up there and leave it there. I don't want to have to think of how many shares I purchased. I just want to know that I bought them all the way up, now get me out. And that's what flatten now does. It is buy the ask, sell the bid. And remove the other ones from the right side. Just double click them, move them back to the left. Get them out of your way. You don't have a whole bunch of room in Active Trader to have too many buttons up there. So one more thing on your setup, if you don't know how to do this. So if you notice, my purchase buttons are different than yours. These are the quantities I buy. And you can change these by going to Setup and Application Settings and Order Defaults. So this is the default quantity of orders. You can change it. So what you're going to need to do is just change them and look and see what changed. I believe this bottom one, like if I click this indicator, these plus and minus arrows, this bottom one's going to increase my share size by 100. So if each time I hit the plus signal, I want it to increase by 200, I would change this number to 200. This one here, I believe it starts out, the 200 would be this 200 button. Then it's going to just randomly throw some other higher purchase buttons in there for you. So this one is how many shares when you click the minus and the plus. This one is the buttons up here. This is your minimal purchase up to your maximum. That's how you set those buttons. And like I said, you can always come back and watch this video later. Thank you to Mimi. However, I never found those buttons to be an advantage. I kind of feel like now I'm having to look down at my keyboard to make sure I'm hitting the right button. But that may just be me. It may work for others. So if I'm in a stock, I like to have my mouse already on the sell button. I guess you could always have your finger on the keyboard, but I don't see an advantage there. So if you join the ask, that means you're willing to not sell immediately. So let's say the ask on this stock, I don't think I have the bid and the ask up here. I don't. But it would be the same thing as these two right here. So I do have them up here. So if you sell out by clicking join the ask, you're not going to get out immediately, but it's going to sell for what they're asking for the stock. So this number is higher than you just clicking sell the bid. So if you're not in a hurry to get out and you want to maybe try to get a few cents more, you would add the button sell the ask, or join the ask is what it says. And hopefully you can get out at the ask price. Sonia, yes, it'll change once you're in a trade. What I like to tell people is to get into ThinkorSwim and just go exploring. You don't have to change anything, but go explore. Click on buttons. Click on this line item. Go find out what everything does, because you really need to know everything about that platform. I'm pretty sure YouTube has a video on pretty much everything on ThinkorSwim. If you just type in your search with the right words, you'll find an explanation for just about everything. Sonia, sometimes it's best just to fund the account with a minimal balance. Turn everything on live. And even if you're not buying, to watch everything while your platform is activated. You can always write it down on paper. Come here, watch what's going on, write it down on paper. Okay, I would buy that now at this price. And then on paper, I would have sold it at this price. And this was the end result. And why did I buy it? I bought it because it was spiking at this price with a bullish signal. Did it go up? Yes, it did. Take notes, make a journal. The whole thing is never quit practicing. Even when I'm not trading, I'm sitting there in the evening in my easy chair. I have a laptop beside me and I'm on demand, or I'm watching after hours trading. I'm always got my face stuck in the computer on this trading platform. Sometimes I have to force myself to take a break. But keep learning, keep practicing, never stop. Eliminate the mistakes. By learning, you eliminate a lot of mistakes. $7.02, I was hoping something would pop here, but I'm not seeing much of anything. Somebody needs to put some news out so we can have another stock pop up. If it's moving, it's going to be here. We'll be the first ones to know. PRZO on the run. So if you can, have your all stock scan running and your pre-market. I forgot to change it from yesterday, but now it's up there. So you're going to have different stocks in all stocks, and you're going to have different stocks in pre-market risers. I don't know why they can't just make it one active platform. Greg, I coded it from the lightest color to the darkest color, the stronger the stock got. I found that didn't work for me. So what you can do, because I couldn't see the dark numbers, that's probably the issue you're facing as well. But if you right click on Momo and you go to edit properties, you can do what I did on the script, like put a couple of them white at the bottom, a couple of them yellow, and just change the rest of them to light underscore green. So as it's climbing up the ladder, you know it started out white, yellow, and then it's in the green zone. Just be careful not to mess the code up. You can always come back to this video and come over to this part and see what I've done. But change the colors to where it works for you. You can see my white, yellow, and green up here. All I did was change the first two bottom ones to white, then the next two to yellow, and the rest of them to light underscore green. Two whites, two yellows, light underscore green to the top. I see you on the move. That's why I don't like penny stocks. That was a big fake out. CDIO. Man, it's been a penny stock week. I know that. I try to, but I have the construction company. I've been focusing over there as well. Kind of limited during the daytime hours. But I know it should be powerful all through the day. I know after hours, if you bring back this pre-market riser scan back up, it'll turn back on, and you can play after hours. They'll all be popping up here, which ones are still playing when the market closes. So yes, I do know it's working all day long. So really all this script is doing is it's telling you where the buyers are. That's all it's doing. So if you didn't know, when the market closes, you can buy those stocks too after hours by clicking back on EXT. Just like you trade pre-market, you can trade after hours with this same pre-market script. This turns off at 8:32, 8:33, but it turns back on at market close. And these two indicators are still working after hours. So just like in pre-market, we're not fighting millions of other investors. Only those that play pre-market, which is a lot less crowd than after that bell rings. Same thing with after hours. The crowd slacks back off and the plays are much easier, not so volatile. Good morning, Coach. JC, you're on them. I like that. I can see you're typing them in. You're learning, or you've already learned. Got to stay focused. Good morning, Peter. I'm impressed. I remembered your name. So if you didn't know, start at the bottom. Always start at the bottom and work your way up unless you see something firing up. You might catch them at the bottom before they run up. They have a number for a reason, and that reason is something happened in the last 30 minutes. So if they have a number, they're worthy of watching. I think I can shorten this list a little bit. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Bring this one up, make this one a little longer. This one seems to have more stocks this morning. The stock's been moving a little bit all week long. It doesn't really do much of anything, but it does move. Only a few pennies at a time. So always watch this number over here. You don't want to jump into a stock like this that's moving from 33 cents to 33.5 cents. It's a waste of money. You may not can even cover the spread if you played something like this by the time you got in and out. Go for it. I'm a brother. I'm here to help. I'm not here to sell. I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to put money in your pocket. It's time everybody reaches out and start lifting each other up. Bring the love back. Bob, it's growing. We're being blessed. Once it gets so big, it'll be a natural growth. Good morning, Jose. Thank you, Robert. That day will happen one day, I'm sure. Yeah, I've never been a course guy. I've always self-taught myself. Anything I've ever done, if I didn't know how to do it, take a job when I was younger on how to learn how to do something, I'd take a job on what I wanted to learn. Once I learned it, I would do it myself. Some of these younger generations, I just don't know. Still don't understand why someone would take a job flipping burgers if they're not going to own a restaurant, or wait tables if they're not going to own a restaurant. Find what you want to be. Go get a job with what you want to be and what you want to do as a career, and learn it and get paid to learn it, and break out on your own. Don't just take any job because you need a paycheck. You're wasting time doing that. And I know everybody needs money, but you can find a job doing what you want to do in the future. You want to be a pipe fitter and own a pipe fitting company, go get a pipe fitter's job. You want to be an electrician, go get an electrician's job. Eventually break out on your own. Don't pay for college, get out there and do it. Know too many people spent thousands of dollars in college, they get out and they don't have a job. I mean, they said the same thing about computers. Computers are going to take your job. And how many years ago was that? Back in the 70s? There's always going to be something to do. They said, they're making prefab houses now. Your company's going down. Well, that didn't happen either. Yeah, they made buildings simpler, but send a robot out there to repair or add on or whatever. You just can't, it ain't going to happen. I don't think AI is ever going to, it'll help get things done, but I don't think it's going to replace a lot of jobs. Now, it could replace some, don't get me wrong here, but it can't do everything. You have to remember, a human programmed it. It's only going to do what a human tells it to do. You got that right, Jimmy. Sure got quiet. The excitement was at 6 a.m. till 6:30. Maybe a little bit beyond. Was a good morning for you cheaper stock buyers. And I need to quit calling y'all that because you're trading. No name calling, Mr. Gaspard. I see OPGN trying to make that move. I actually thought this stock was going to take off this morning, and it didn't. So something's holding it back because around 5 o'clock, it made a good move here, but then ran into trouble, but then pulled through it, and then it just fell ever since. So something's holding it back. And maybe the news is not as good as they think it is. Go for it. The money is at 601. Remember that. Remember I told you that. Or 701 if you're on the East Coast. You buy enough shares, you could be through trading by 6:30. Eventually, you'll all be pre-market traders and you'll be doing just like me. I'm not sitting here all day long. You'll figure out what I'm telling you is pre-market and you're done. Yeah, there'll be stocks that pop up during the day, but you already got yours. Now, if this was a bull market, it would be a different story. I will sit here all day long, turn off the phone, don't disturb me, and I will sit here with y'all all day long and make money. Providing the market allows that. Even the bull market dies at certain times. But nothing like what you see now. This is a tough market, and we're pulling money out of it. Worst market in history. As I talk, I'm missing one. Well, it's a penny stock. Go for it. That is correct. I have not tried to even do the Pine script for the other platform, and I don't know much about Pine script. I was kind of born with ThinkorSwim, so I know a lot about ThinkorSwim. So why should I learn the other ones? But I think somebody could probably convert them over, somebody that's familiar with Pine Script. Or whatever the other platform, TC2000. I don't know if they allow you to do that or not, to add scripts. See, we caught that stock right here, and it's already climbing. But it's down here in the all stock scan. So run both of these. They're looking at different areas of the market. Sonia, you probably don't have the quantity set to the amount of shares you purchased. Try that. If you made several purchases, then it probably won't. Or if there's nobody buying when you're trying to sell, that means you got into a stock that had too low a volume. Sometimes I get caught in that. I'll buy 150, then 200, and then I'll click the sell button and it's only on 100 and I'm still in the stock because I didn't adjust the quantity as I was buying it on the way up. That's where that flatten out button comes in. But like Tamimi said, it does not work in pre-market. So if you buy more than once, make sure you adjust your quantity so when you hit sell, you sell all of them. Sonia, are you trading real money or paper money? Good morning, James L. So if you're stuck in a trade, Sonia, and it's real money, hit that support button at the top. Let TD Ameritrade know you're trying to get out. They'll either get you out of it or they'll tell you what to change so you can get out of it. Or they'll tell you why you can't get out of it. So if you ever get hung in a trade, that's what that support button is for. They get to you pretty quick, within seconds. James L., so it is working, is what you're telling me? Great. I haven't changed over to Schwab yet. Not really looking forward to it. I'm told I need to save everything. Do you know how much I have to save? It's so many different things. It could cost me a day of live streaming if that's how much I have to change over. I'm actually feeding data over to a server as well. It'll be ThinkorSwim, but their platform. Robert, I'm told it does. There's some of them have changed over already and they're still using it. So yes, it'll work. At the beginning, I actually had to give them code. They couldn't import a link. So they had to copy and paste code. They couldn't just open a shared item and plant the scans. They had to open the ThinkorSwim platform, write down what the scan settings were, then go over to the Schwab platform and enter manually that scan. That tells me that they weren't really ready to change over, or we could have just stayed with the same platform and a different owner. Got some stocks popping up here. OPGN making a run up. Thank you for joining us, Dan. Seeing some activity happening on the lower scan, which is the all stocks. Got some activity happening on pre-market scan. Very important to check all these numbers. I see a bullish here. There's no volume, but you never know. They could be building up, ready for the news to come out. The next thing you know, it pops. Always good to keep an eye on them, especially if they have a little volume spike beside them. TAOP, JC says. I'm not going to worry about why it's not on my scanners. It's probably a ThinkorSwim thing. Some of us get other stocks. Some of us get the other half, I guess. Doesn't matter if it's a different scanner. I'm wide open over here. I'm monitoring, and everything that I know I can monitor. I should have it no matter what scanner. But I figured out it's not under my control. Some people may have it, some people don't. Leave well enough alone. Don't worry about the little stuff. Going to go grab me some coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. See you later, Jimmy. James, you probably have less stocks as well if you go all optionable. I'm looking for anything that moves. I don't care if they're optionable or not, just anything that moves. So optionable means that there are option trades available. A lot of these stocks aren't optionable. Good morning, O Thumb. BS finding some strength here. Stefan, I've been running into that issue too. You're talking about a personal watch list, right? I'm thinking it's because if you click over there on the symbol, that's what's doing it. Try clicking off over on another section of it. But I'm having that issue too. I think it's something to do with the changeover we're having. It gets frustrating at times. Because mainly I'm watching Momo and the percent change and the volume spike, and I'm not paying attention when I click on it and it deletes it, and then I don't know what it was because I was watching the Momo and not the symbol. Like, what was that? Where did it go? So many bugs. So it's not you, it's something to do with the platform. That was a nice run for this penny stock. It popped back up right here around 64 cents, and now it's up to 95. About a 25% gain. This indicator might convert me over to a penny player sooner or later. So if you're not aware of that issue, if you have a personal watch list that you actually type stocks into to save, and all of a sudden you go over there to that watch list and you click on one, it'll disappear. That's what the bug is. Like, I didn't hit delete. OT, it could stand for that because that's exactly what it does. It's momentum, means the stock is gaining momentum. So when it first starts moving, it gets a small number and the number grows as the stock starts increasing in price. Or you can right click on the name, go to edit properties. I changed the bottom two to white, the next two to yellow, and the rest of them to light underscore green. You can replay this video later once the stream is over. So ThinkorSwim has limited colors. You can also change the volume spike. I don't suggest it, but you could if you wanted to. But here's the color green and the color red. So it's a light red and a green. But you need to know what colors are available. Guess you could go yellow and blue or yellow and light blue, or whatever you prefer. I like the red and the green. Bradley, I'll get to that when I can. I don't do support. Yours may be a little bit more difficult. If I can answer it in 2 or 3 words, I'll do it here. But if I've got to dig in deep, I'd rather do that after this live stream. It could just be a Schwab issue. I don't know without asking you a bunch of questions. OT, have you ever traded before? Then you don't want to start here. You want to start by learning the platform. And you need to do that on YouTube. Type in questions like, how do I use ThinkorSwim? How do I create scans in ThinkorSwim? How do I create watch lists? You got to start at the bottom. Unfortunately, we all did. We don't teach the basics. If you can't operate the platform, you don't need to start here. Good morning, Marilyn. OT, we want you on board, but you have to have some knowledge. I don't want you to jump into something and lose all your money. I know those are harsh words to say don't start here, but it's actually the truth. Day trading's not easy. You are welcome. So about 8:05, I'm going to take my 10-minute break, walk around, stare out the window. You know the routine. Go get me some coffee, tell my wife good morning, stretch my legs. I'll return about 8:15, 8:20. We will set up for market open. Yeah, TPST with all of them halts yesterday, I had no desire to get in. I know quite a few people made a lot of money on it within our group. But I'm not one to fight halts. John, we are here to help people, but I can't just let the young ones just jump in. If they don't know the entire platform or most of it, or the benefits of it, or how to use it, there's a lot of us that just trade. We don't want to drop down that low as far as explaining the platform. I don't mind the newcomers coming in if they have some kind of knowledge. They can easily pick up on what we're doing. But I've had quite a few that were just totally lost. And I keep getting the same question over and over and over from the same person. And I really didn't have time to get down to the first steps. It's not that I'm trying to run them off or not wanting to help them. That you have to know something. You have to have at least traded before. But yes, everyone needs to learn this. If you want to step up to the plate, though, and take the beginners up a step or two, I'll let you have that chat room if you want it. I'll even create you a room. So, John, if you have the time to dedicate, that's what we do here, is we share information. If you ever want to be a teacher or instructor in that level, I would really welcome it. I really think we should cover it from A through Z. But quite honestly, if I did that, I would be doing it all on my own, and I don't have the time for it. No, you didn't, OT. You asked the right questions. You received the correct information. It's kind of like saying, here's the key to my new car, and they don't have a driver's license and they never drove before. That's how critical it is. But we do love you. We want you to learn. That's why we're steering you in the right direction. Thank you, Ford. I want to teach them something, but I want to look out for them too. I don't want them to jump in here and fall in a hole. So that's what this platform's all about. If you want to take a position, just let me know. There's a lot of people that want to learn, and we really need to teach the younger generation. So if you're interested in that position, anybody wants to be a teacher, let me know. I'll create you a room on Discord. I'm sure it'll fill up fast for everybody that wants to know the basics. I would love to have a bunch of teachers involved, a bunch of instructors. That's the focus. The School of Trading. Toby, just send me a private message and we'll get it done. If you don't know how to direct message me, just right click on up $2 and send me a message. My schedule and my job is pretty full. I'm running a construction company, doing live streams, writing scripts, holding support questions, coming up with solutions. I don't know if I have any more breathing room. I have to have a life in there somewhere. Something outside of all of this. Just right click on my name on Discord and send a message. But please don't send me support questions. If it's support about how do I do something, don't direct message me that kind of a question, please. Just post them in support. I'll get to you. But if you want to just talk to me, give me advice, have an idea, want to take a position somewhere, that's what direct message is for. Or if you just want to talk, you're not aware of Discord and you have a microphone and a headset and you want to call me, you can call me directly through Discord. You right click on my name and click call. It'll ring just like a phone. Been wanting to do an open mic session, not about trading, but about everybody meeting everybody. That'll probably happen soon, hopefully next week. Just need to do it at the right time. I think the evening would be the best. Discord is nothing but a glorified chat room with other chat rooms inside of it. That's really all it is a bunch of chat rooms. You can click that link right there and join it. Create your username. Walter, my insights are always these two columns. They're all I care about. I don't care about anything outside of these two columns. I'm mainly watching for these numbers and volume spikes. That's all I care about. If it's pumping here and it looks good here, I'm interested. So to pick one apart, I'm going to let these scripts pick it apart. If it's moving, I'll know. Unless ThinkorSwim don't want to show it to me. If there's news, it'll be reflected right here in this column. If somebody knows something before the news comes out and they start buying it before the news comes out, it'll be right here in these columns. You notice I don't like a whole bunch of lines and indicators on my chart. These indicators are here for a reason, but you don't see I'm drawing angles and I'm doing this and you'll see me throw some support and resistance lines on top, but that's about it. I don't even like the volume bars. I know more here than about, is that bar halfway or 3/4 of the way? I don't need to know that. I just need to know the number. Is it moving? It's moving. That's all I care about. So, Mike, you set up a scan first, and you set the price range you like to trade in that scan. Then you attach that scan to a watch list, and you bring it up, bring that scan up right here. And even though I'm only displaying 50, that scan is still looking at the whole market in the price range that I choose. So if something that's 99 or 100 or 200 down the list starts moving, it's going to jump up here in the top 50. So I don't have to watch the entire list. Just because you're only displaying a certain amount doesn't mean you limited yourself to only that many shares. You're still watching the whole market. You're just telling it how many do you want to show on your screen. And you can see we're only playing 5 or 8 or 10 or 2 at a time. So out of the whole market, these are the only ones that are moving. It's before hours, pre-market. To me, pre-market is where the money is. Don't really care for all the noise after 8:30 when the market opens. Sometimes I do if it's a good market, but right now I don't. Kind of like things bounce up in the morning, they go flat at 9 o'clock, and you got to wait all day long and be bored. And that's not my lifestyle. In the pre-market, I'm here at 6 o'clock. They're already pumping. Hopefully I'll get one to buy, and everybody else does. Market opens. Most of us done made a profit. Or some of us. Some of us are still learning. I'm still testing. This thing's only been out for 5 days or so. Ruth, I don't show live trades, and I don't allow anybody to show live trades for the simple fact that people will try to click follow you. They never learn. If you make a mistake, they lose their money. Then we have a liability issue. And if you don't know, I used to teach the stock market back in the 1990s, and I got disciplined for that. And I have proof of that. I did not get fined. And had I gotten fined, it was a $250,000 fine. Lucky for me, they let me slide. But I did have to sign a cease and desist order. So I'm very careful of what I show live. And I can guarantee you the Securities Exchange Commission is watching everything that's going on financially, whether it be in this Discord or some website, they're watching. Well, it looks like I talked all the way through my break. I'm going to take 5 minutes here. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's go ahead and change over to market open. I'm just going to move this scan up to the top here. We're going to move all stocks up. This scan, I just usually pick a random scan. We can use gap and run. I'm going to leave this one on low float. Gap and run scan are stocks that open up higher than yesterday's close. So if it closed at $1 yesterday and opened at $1.01 this morning, they're going to pop up here. These are usually low volume stocks, but they tend to crawl up as time goes on in the morning. They're slow crawlers. And I think we do have a slow crawler scan as well. But they're usually pretty good if you have time to wait and watch them crawl. So when market opens, this column's going to get pretty volatile. This volume spike column, you won't know heads for tails. Just start clicking from the bottom of these numbers. This column will stay pretty calm. It may get longer, but it'll stay pretty calm. And of course, if you see something up here in the first 2 or 3 lines, that's the ones you want to pay attention to, especially if they have green volume spikes beside them. I don't buy the first green candle at market open. I wait for pullbacks. If we get a pullback, I'll demonstrate that on the screen. And good luck to everyone at market open. See, TPST is really sold off. That's over on one of my other watch lists. They've been tearing Mara up. It's back down in the $7 range. The SPY, let's take a quick look at it. I like to zoom out on it, get the bigger picture. Let's see where we are. So we actually rose in pre-market, but we're now dropping. I have it on another monitor that I'll be watching. I'll be calling out if it's falling or rising. Right now, it doesn't look so good. Going to run through the list here real quick, see if there's anything that perks my interest. Maybe WBA would be a play for me. Needs to get some volume underneath it though, so I'll watch that one on another monitor. And good luck. We're watching this column. WBA, little spike there. Don't buy the first one. I don't. Going to change it for y'all. Back to WBA. Maybe that's going to be the player this morning. I don't know. It's dropping now. The SPY is kind of dropping. Checking these top ones. CDIO. The SPY is still dropping. Couple of penny stocks. This is the one I'm watching, WBA. Not looking too promising. ARZO. The SPY is still falling. Need the SPY to rise. I don't want to take a chance on WBA unless the SPY turns around. It may hold it back. PRZO still trying to come up. WBA is falling. The SPY is kind of holding at the bottom. Looks like we're turning red. Could turn around though. The SPY is kind of holding the floor. It's not looking good now. It is coming down even further. Might pull a lot of the higher price stocks down with it. WBA is definitely going down now. There's WBA. That's why I did not get in. HUBC, cheaper penny stock. Not seeing anything impressive this morning. That's why I love pre-market right here. I really think the algorithms are kind of relaxed in pre-market. Not as active as when the market opens. Lots of red. The SPY is falling. It's kind of like the sky is falling, right? The SPY is falling. Nothing popping up in gap and run. That tells me a lot. Usually we have 5 or so in there by now. What I'm seeing is a typical red day market open where they bounce up and bounce right back down. Or they leave it to where you don't know if you should get in or not. Is it going to hold or is it going to drop again? I don't like market days like that. It's good for shorters. Cheaper stock. See Amazon, AMD, Tesla right here in this group. Not really doing much of anything. Here's PRZO. I'm thinking PRZO may pop here. It's trying. It's not pulling back. We have these slight pullbacks, but I don't think I'm going to trust it. SPY is still kind of down, bouncing off the floor. It was much easier in pre-market. It was like, here, buy me. Not seeing that here. Lots of red. The SPY is also falling a little more. So much for I love trading on Thursdays. Should have said I hate trading on Thursdays. Yeah, I know, I know. Just like PRZO is tempting me. But I know if I throw 5,000 shares at it, it's going to drop a nickel. And there's that nickel drop or dime. That's why I don't trust them. I don't play them. Looks like VS is halted. It's already up 245%. How much further do you think it's going to go? SPY is still red. Probably going to hold AMD back. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy PRZO either. My instincts were right. Look at that red bar. Stay clear of pennies. They're too volatile. That's also what the SPY is doing. It's in fact, the SPY looks worse. Let me pull it up. The SPY is really pulling back. Let's do a 5-minute. That's what it looks like. Very low volume on ETWO. And it looks like the market's going to sleep. Maybe that's what I should do as well. Lots of volume came in on that last candle. SPY is still dropping. OPGN making a move. I should have been watching it. It was down here. And then all of a sudden it jumped to here. Really needs to break this area here. This is the pre-market high here. So it sold off in pre-market. So that's probably just a minor bounce. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's trading. Toby, you can download that scan over in Discord under TOS scans. I'm actually sorting by Momo. I'm not sorting by anything but Momo on everything. think on my shares, which would be the float for ThinkorSwim, I think it's at 10 million. I'll open it up here for you and take a look. Low float. And if you're not aware, shares is not the same as the low float on the other websites. It's not accurate in ThinkorSwim. It's always a higher number of what's available. You're welcome. Sonia, I said that earlier, I believe. I think I was talking and not watching down at the bottom, and then it took off. AMD still pushing up towards that negative SPY. AMD wants to go no matter what. Thank you, OT. Look forward to having you on board. I'll try to get you set up with somebody that's going to walk you through. Looks like we got another one that's going to halt up multiple times. That's what happens when their price is so low. Every 10 or 15 cents, they halt. That one probably halted at around 20 cents, but could you catch the whole 20 cents? Probably not. Got to deal with spreads and not making the call too late. Yeah, AMD's been pushing up. It's going against the SPY actually. How long will it last is the question. Trucking, it takes time. It's nothing you can rush into. Like I always say, it's more than just pretty little indicators that I stick out there. They help a lot, but there's still a lot to learn. Doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight for me. I lost a lot of money trying to learn because I did not pay nobody. I didn't feel I needed to pay anybody. I'm not a course kind of guy. If I can't figure it out, I don't need to be there. I probably lost about that much through my years. $1,000 here, $2,000 there. I've had a $5,000 drop in the beginning. You learn better from your mistakes than learning from somebody else's mistakes. And that's all a course is you're paying somebody to tell you what not to do. Seeing lots of green in the volume column, but the SPY is still pointing north south. I don't know where these are coming from. Let's see. That's OPGN. There must have been just a little rush. People trying to make things move up. They're not all good days, that's for sure. Got to take the good with the bad. Sometimes the picking's easy, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes there's no picking. And I know the feeling. My very first trade, I made about $8,000. And it didn't take long before I gave it back. AMD still defeating the market here. SPY still pulling back. AMD still trying to creep up. That's kind of why I preach to the younger kids. I don't want them to go on to mom or dad and saying, can you give me $500? I'll pay you back. And they go into the market. They paid it back all right. I don't want to mislead them. Old Thumb, you need to be here when the chicken crows. Bet you ain't heard that one in a while. Yeah, it's a rooster, but it's still a chicken. I used to have that farm life with the pig and the cows and the horses and the ducks and the chickens. I grew up in that area. Can honestly say we weren't farmers. We were wanting to be farmers. You're welcome, James L. Have a blessed day. I guess OPGN is going to be a repeat of PRST. I think that's what it was. So do you just grab some and hold on for life? And the one yesterday went all the way to $7 a share. And it started down in this area. Man, you just have to watch volume and buyers and sellers and see which direction it's going to head. You're asking me to predict something that hasn't happened yet. I try not to go there because it's a guess, it's a gamble. It's all about watching numbers. Watching volume, watching buyers, watching sellers. I don't even short stocks. I used to short them, but I have this guilty feeling when the economy is so bad. I feel like I'm driving things further down, which is probably not the case, but it's just the way I feel. And I don't want to contribute to the negativity. There is money to be made there. I made lots of money shorting, but I'm currently not shorting. So if we were in a bull market and things were pulling back, I would probably be on the shorts like you've never seen. It's kind of stupid that way because everything's trying to go up. Now I'm trying to make them fall. Just like right now, everything's falling. I'm trying to make them go up. Kind of crazy the way I trade. So Apple and AMD, they seem to be defeating the market here. I see there's a little bump up on the SPY. Wonder if Rivian's also pulling up. No, Rivian's down. Well, no, Rivian's up. Usually the SPY drags these bigger companies down. Doesn't seem to be so today. Of course, Rivian's not really a big company. Well, it is, but it's not in that price range as AMD and the rest of them. ETWO still floating along. BS slowly climbing. So get in this one and you can make 12 cents every halt. Or am I wrong? And then the next halt, you could lose 50 cents. Or am I wrong there too? You too, JC. Have a blessed one. Out before the halt. B cell, maybe a bottom here. Another under $1 stock, under 50 cents even. But it might be the beginning of a run. Not seeing any volume spike in this stock, but it does have pretty decent volume coming in. Got to click down that list, catch the bottoms. The list is quite long now. I mainly focus on these up here. You do what you want to do. Showing signs of weakness. There was almost 500,000 shares traded on those last candles. I'll be glad when this penny stock week is over. Give me at least some $2 or $3 stocks, not just 1 or 2. We've had 5 or 6, 7 or 8 penny stocks every morning. Guess everybody's trying to make something. Staying away from the bigger pullbacks. See you later, Alfredo. Have a blessed day. Installer Pro, usually about 5 minutes, but I've seen them halt all day. I guess it depends on how bad they want to stop the activity. Yeah, I said it was going to go up like PRST, halt all the way up. Problem is, you got about a second to buy something, buy some of it before it halts again. So do you buy it at this level? I didn't buy it at the lower level, so my answer would be no. It should be the same thing that I'm streaming on this screen in Discord. You are welcome, Mr. Rodriguez. OPGN up and halted. You have about 3 seconds if you want to get in there. It might not have even been. Oh, it's still moving. Now it's halting down. I can't deal with the pressure. It's too much. I don't do buyouts. They just flatline all day long. Everybody's expecting a certain price. If you didn't get in early, there's no sense in even looking at it. You didn't have prior notification before that gap, it's too late. So if it's your first time here, I'm going to be signing off in about 5 minutes. I will not be having a live session tomorrow. I will return on Monday. And if I'm not here on Monday, you'll know things didn't go my way, and I'll return as soon as I can. But I feel good about it. I think everything's going to run smooth. I appreciate everybody joining us this morning. I hope you had a little bit of fun, made a little bit of money, learned a little bit more. It's always a pleasure to be with everyone in the morning, have my coffee. We all make a little bit together or lose a little bit together. We don't win all the time. Thank you, Greg, Stephen, MB, Eddie. I'm sure I'll be fine. Like I said, this is the 4th time for the same procedure. Only question is there any more room to do any more corrections? But maybe I don't need a correction. He did say exploratory. Thank you, Dennis. Sun. Thank you, MB. So all I can ask is if that worst thing happens and I don't return, because you never know, just make sure this channel lives on. Continue helping people, reaching out. Hate to say those kind of things, but I've had several relatives not make it through that procedure. I don't feel like one of those relatives, though. But keep it going. Keep pushing through. Thank you, everybody. I know I'm okay. I'm in the Lord's hands. I just like to lay it all out there on the table because you never know from day to day. Thank you, Flo. Okay, guys, it's been a pleasure. I had fun. I'm sure you did as well. Keep me in your prayers, and I will return. I will update everybody from my phone. I do have Discord on my phone. I'll post a message on Discord, let you know I'm out of surgery. If I immediately posted a few hours, like by 10 o'clock in the morning or so, you know it was a simple procedure. If I don't respond for a couple of days, it went a little bit deeper than I thought. But I'm pretty sure I'll be responding within a couple of hours. I'll be going into surgery at 7 a.m. I should be out by 9. And I should be responding by 10. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And as always, God bless.